Today we are going to be doing an oil change on a MK7 Volkswagen GTI. First, just pop your hood. This is self-explanatory. And remove the oil cap so that it can drain faster. I also pull up on this to relieve more pressure, but that's just what I do. Next, just jack the car up. I'm going to be jacking both sides and putting a jack stand under both sides as well. So now we are ready to start the drain process. Alright, so under the car, you can see the car has a plastic oil pan, and if you look at the drain plug itself, it's nothing like you've ever seen before in your life, most likely. It might be hard to see, but there's a little tab right here on the drain plug itself that fits into this groove on the oil pan. You want to stick a screwdriver. I believe Volkswagen makes a specialized tool for this drain plug, but fuck them, you don't need that. Take a screwdriver with a flathead end, and if you look at the drain plug, there's a bigger screwdriver hole, and then there's also a smaller screwdriver hole in there as well. So find a screwdriver that will fit into the smaller screwdriver hole. Stick it in, make sure it's in there real good, then just give it a little turn. You'll see that tab there start to turn out of the groove in the oil pan. You see that? Just like that. So the drain plug is now out, but not fully out, it's just out from where it's seated. So from here we can continue to unscrew. Now this is a very small drain plug. So continue to screw. Oil is starting to drip. And take it out. Let that bitch drain. Personally, I always save my old plastic drain plugs in case I might need them one day. With the kit I ordered, a new drain plug will be given to you. So I always use that, of course, but just in case, I save them anyway. This is the car's second oil change, so now I'll have 2 extra drain plugs. So back under the car, we have our new drain plug here. You just want to get a little bit of oil on your finger here. Oh fuck, that wouldn't have been good. Drop it into this fucking pit of oil. You just want to lube up this O-ring here on the drain plug. First, get it slightly in, you know, with your finger till it starts to turn. Then get your screwdriver here. Stick your screwdriver into the smaller fitting and just turn it in until this tab here I was telling you about earlier slides into the groove in the oil pan. You'll know it when it clicks and you can't turn it anymore. See, it clicked and it's in. I can't turn it anymore. It's really that easy. We have to change the filter, which is right here, and it's, in my opinion, a very good design, and it's even easier to change if you take the engine cover off. Now I see a lot of guys using channel locks and stuff like that to get these off. I mean, you are somewhat risking damaging this because it's plastic, but if you really don't care, by all means use it. But for me, I try to be a little more professional when I do things. So I went out and bought the 32mm socket that you will be needing to get this off. Once it's loose enough, you can spin it freely with your hand. Now, don't be alarmed, some oil will leak out and probably get on your alternator or something, but that's okay. Take the filter out, which I've already done. And you want to make sure you get this O-ring off and replace it with a new one. So here's the new O-ring. Try not to stretch out or anything. Just very easily slide it around. Sometimes it can take a little while. Get some of this oil around here and lube up that O-ring. And then finally, take your filler and just pop it in. And then there's a hole in there where this goes in. Now it says on here torque to 25 Newton meters, which is 18 foot-pounds, but I don't have my torque wrench on me, so I'm just going to tighten it with my ratchet. That's probably a little over 18, but it's alright. So next we add the oil. It's a kind of a gay funnel, but it's the only one we have. So it's going to end up filling up really quickly, as you can see, since it has a very small spout. So this is just going to take a lot longer than it should. But whatever, at least I'm changing my oil. About 90% of people can't even do that, so there's my 5 dislikes from people who can't change their own oil. This is just me. I have OCD. I always try to get as much oil out of these containers as I can. So the oil is all finally added to this car, all 6 quarts in this little 2-liter. So next we can put our engine cover back on. Sometimes this can be a little bit of a pain, lining these up. We have our sheets napkin here to check the oil. Look at that. Fucking beautiful. Look at that gold color. And it's literally right at the top of the safe line. We check for leaks around this area here. And it looks good. You always want to check underneath too. I don't see any oil. That's how you do an oil change on a Mark 7 Volkswagen GTI.